Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. Those who are absolutely new in my channel, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon just beside the subscribe button. Today I am going to discuss about the temporary car insurance company. Car insurance can cover you on the open road, but long-term coverage may not always be necessary. If you only need to be covered for a short amount of time, a temporary car insurance policy could be the better option. However, before purchasing this type of policy, it's important to understand how it works and what's covered. Some key takeaway. Purchasing shorter term car insurance could make sense in certain situations, depending on your coverage need. Car insurance companies typically require you to purchase regular policies in increments of 6 months to a year. Temporary car insurance may not take effect right away. There may be a waiting period. What is temporary car insurance? Typically, when you buy car insurance, you are buying liability coverage and possibly collision coverage for at least 6 months. Some car insurance companies will let you purchase a policy that covers you for 12 months if you'd prefer, though it's not as common. Temporary car insurance can cover you for a shorter amount of time if your car insurance company offers it. For example, you may need coverage for 3 months instead of 6, or even just for 1 month. In that scenario, you may want a shorter term policy so that you don't pay for car insurance coverage you won't need or use. It's important to keep in mind that most car insurance companies don't specifically offer temporary car insurance. Instead, they offer car insurance policies with varying term. Though again, it's a typical for the minimum coverage period to last at least 6 months. Important companies that offer temporary car insurance may require you to pay one or several months worth of premiums in advance before your coverage take effect. This money may not be refundable even if you end up canceling the policy early. Why buy temporary car insurance? There are a number of reasons why someone may not need car insurance for a long term, making a temporary policy the better option. For example, you may look for a temporary car insurance policy if you are renting a car, you are borrowing someone else's car, and aren't listed on their insurance policy. You are temporarily driving someone else's car to take a trip. You bought a car but plan to resell it relatively quickly. You are traveling to another country and plan to drive while you are there. You drive for a ride sharing service but don't own the vehicle you drive. You want to supplement your existing car insurance coverage. You need to add coverage for a driver who's staying in your household temporarily. Temporary car insurance could help you get covered in those scenarios or any other situations in which you don't have a need for a more payment policy. Important if you are looking for a temporary car insurance so you can drive in another country, be sure to check into the licensing and registration requirement to make sure you are driving legally. When don't you need it? There are many situations in which you may not need to go the extra mile to buy a temporary policy. For example, say that you are renting a car with your credit card and your card includes a rental car collision damage waiver to protect you against theft or damage while you are driving. In that case, you may not need any other supplemental coverage. You could also potentially skip out on temporary insurance. If you purchase coverage from the rental car company instead, most rental car companies offer their own add-on insurance policies that you can include in your rental agreement. These policies cover you temporarily while you are renting the vehicle. If you already have a standard car insurance policy in place, that may also provide temporary coverage for a rental car. If your coverage carries over, you would be subject to the same limits and exclusion as you would with your personal vehicle. You would also have to pay your regular deductible if you get in an accident with a rental car or it's stolen or vandalized. What to know when buying a temporary car insurance? If you think you will need car insurance temporarily, there are a few things to keep in mind before purchasing a policy. First, remember that it may be harder to find, as not all car insurance companies offer it. You can start with your current car insurance company, but you may need to do some research to find an insurer that offers short-term policies. Comparing temporary insurance options online can give you an idea of the coverage option available. Next, consider the cost. Especially, look at the premiums and deductibles as well as whether the insurance company requires any type of down payment or prepayment of monthly premiums. Remember, as this is temporary insurance, it may be more expensive than standard car insurance coverage. Perhaps most important, look at what covered by the policy. Liability insurance protects you against lawsuit. If you are in an accident and injure someone or cause damage to someone else's vehicle, collision coverage helps pay to repair to your vehicle if you are involved in an accident. The policy may also cover things such as medical payment and towing, depending on the insurer. In some cases, you may be able to get what's called a non-owner liability policy. This type of car insurance could cover you for a vehicle you plan to drive temporarily that you don't own. Ask the car insurance company what term options are available to see if there's a policy that meets your need. And if you aren't able to find a term that's an exact match, consider whether there are any cancellation fees involved if you need to end the policy early. Also ask whether any prepaid premium amount might be refundable to you if you don't take advantage of the full policy period. Bumps in the road. Before signing off on a short-term policy, make sure you understand what you are getting and what you are paying for it. Keep in mind that your driving history and record can play a part of determining your premium amount. If you are deemed a highly risk driver because of frequent accident or ticket, that could make temporary car insurance more expensive. And if you can't get a temporary policy, you could always purchase a regular 6-month policy. You would then have to decide whether to keep the policy in place for the full 6 months or cancel it when you no longer need it. Remember to check with the insurance company to find out if there's a fee involved for cancelling your policy ahead of schedule. Thanks for watching my video.